What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as you can see, a Dark Magician modern deck build after Dark Illusions. So, I mean, surely 80% of you out there that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Must have started off with either a Yugi or a Kaiba deck. And obviously Konami have been slightly smart this year and gone, well, we're going to give you a bit of both. Now, before I get started on this isn't fully complete because, I mean, you've got new stuff that will go straight into this from the Yugi Legendary decks in October, and obviously the Pharaoh, the new like Battle City kind. As I go through the deck, I'll explain the cards that are 100% set in stone, and then others that will maybe coming out. There are a couple of cards in here that I am just generally testing, just to see how they do, but without further ado, we'll crack onto it, and as we go through, I'll explain some of my choices. So definitely, 3-Dark Magician, you have to play this card, and I would also like to say if you have the original art, you play the original art. But in great news, the original art, we hope it stays like that, has been confirmed to be reprinted in the upcoming tins, Yugi and Kaiba tins. If it stays like this art, happy days. I only played 2 Dark Magician Girls. Until we get Girl, if we get Girl, the 2 seems to be about enough, the right amount for me. 2 Magicians of Dark Illusions. I do have proper ones. As you can see, this one's a bit of a misprint, and this one's been, oh, if it focuses, you can see that the jagged edge on the top, it's been pack stamped. But yeah, 2 Magician of Dark Illusion. It's basically you're another Dark Magician while it's on the field, and obviously when you activate a spell or trap during your opponent's turn, this guy special summons itself out while it's in your hand, and then if you activate a spell or trap card effect while this card is face up on the field, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your grave. So he's quite nice. 2 Paladin, Oracle, and Mahad. I did try it at 3, but you really don't want to see this card in your first hand. I tried it at 1 as well, and I've kind of gone back to 2. So basically, when you draw this card, you reveal it to your opponent, special summon it. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by battle or card effect. So if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, so it doesn't even need to go to the grave, you special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Also, if it battles a dark monster, its attack is doubled. So it's a great card. But sometimes it can get clogged in your hand. So at 2, you're okay. You run a little bit of risk, but not as much at 3. 2 Magician's Rod. I am considering bumping this up, but I mean, the only good thing about this is it searches out the spells. Obviously, Dark Magic Circle and Dark Magic Attack, stuff like that. Ideally, you're going, as soon as you play this, you're going straight for your circles. So, yeah, at 2, you can probably play it at 3, but I'll show you later on the other ones I choose. 2 Chocolate Magician Girls. Now, it's basically an extra draw card, so you discard a spellcaster and draw a new card. And then when it's targeted for attack, you can special summon 1 spellcaster type monster in your graveyard except Chocolate Magician Girl, and then change the attack target to it, and if you do, the attack monster's attack becomes halved. Again, it's a good little card. I tried it out at 3. The next card will explain why I've kind of dropped it down. There are rooms for improvement, and it's all about opinions. There's so many different ways to build Dark Magician at the moment. I mean, you've got the spell variant, you've got the Magician Girl variant. It's really just whatever one fits you at the moment. I've tried a little bit of everything to see if it goes with my playstyle. 2 Gargoyle Magicians. Now, I did have this at 1, and I'm testing it again back up at 2. And obviously, you can see where the place has come. I mean, if you were to drop a Gargoyle, you could put up a Rod or an extra Chocolate Girl or however you want to play it. But basically, just the ability, if I special summon out a Dark Magician, the ability to drop this guy, put him up to a level 7, straight into an Ebon Illusion or any of the rank 7s I've got, it's a nice little push. The other 2 cards, 2 Legion, the Fiend Jester. Now this card was out in the previous battle pack. So these are out in the battle pack, and basically, I think he's pretty good. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, again, opinionated. I really like this card. So during your main phase, you contribute summon 1 spellcaster type monster in face-up attack position in addition to your normal summon set. So if you have another card from previous turn, you normal this guy, you can get a Dark Magician out of your hand. Or in a first turn, you can drop this guy, tribute off, get a Dark Magician Girl, and if you pay Sage Stone, you get straight into a Dark Magician. Also, the best thing about this guy is when he's sent from the field to the graveyard, so even if you tribute him, whatever, as long as he hits that graveyard from the field, you search out a normal spellcast type, which is obviously a Dark Magician. And the thing that the Dark Magician deck plays on quite a lot is getting the Dark Magician either to hand for navigation or to graveyard. So he's also great around. And of course, a Dark Magician deck isn't complete without at least one Dark Magician of Chaos. Again, you'll see in the spells why I like this card so much. It's a little bit harder to pull off, and you can obviously bump this up a couple of times, but when you get him out, he's great. And when I get to the spell cards, I'll show you why I like him so much in this deck, and you must play him at least one. So here's the first spell card that I was talking about, Dark Magic Veil. Play it at 3. So good. You pay 1,000 life points, you special on one dark spellcast time once from your hand or graveyard, and it's not once per turn. So again, if you get him in the graveyard, like if you dump him somehow, like Foolish or anything like that, Magic Veil him. Or if you use a Chocolate Girl, get rid of him, draw into this, activate this, you've got a dot, and then straight away in your end phase, you get this back, so you can recycle it. So yeah, this card is amazing. It's got to be a couple of quid, come from the movie pack. Now I've only got 2 Dark Magic Circle, and I'm testing it out at 2 rather than 3 at the moment. Just generally to see, I mean, it's searchable off of Rod, and it kind of gets clogged if you've got one on the field and they choose not to get rid of it, and you have a second in hand. Yeah, you play it, you get to see the top 3 cards, but they don't stack. Like the banish effect doesn't stack. So as soon as you drop a Dark Magician, you can't banish 2, so it takes up too much space on your back row. So if they leave it there, not saying that they will, but if you do, it does get a bit cloggy. The next one, Dark Magic Attack. It's a Harpy's Feather Duster. I know there's not a huge amount of back row at the moment that is staying there. I mean, obviously with Demise builds, there is for the moment, but that might change. And obviously Scales. Now, when the Eternal Soul Trap card comes out in the legendary decks, this card's going to be amazing because you can search this out, you can search 1,000 Knives out, and then you bring back a Dark Magician from grave. But yeah, this card again is searchable when you activate Circle, or is searchable from Rod. So you kind of have to play it at least 1, but I mean 2 is about right. This is another card that I'm testing out. So Dark Magic Expanded. It's okay at the moment from what I've seen testing wise. So basically you apply these effects in sequence based on the number of Dark Magician and or Dark Magician girls on the field or in the graveyard. So if you've got one Dark spellcast time, once it gains 1,000 attack. So I mean, if you're sitting on a Dark Magician, and we all know Blue Eyes is going to like beat over a Dark Magician, you set this, let them attack, activate this, and it's going to get a 1,000k boost anyway. The second one, this turn your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your spell or track cards or effect activation. Also, spell and track cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Another great protection. And in the max one, if you have 3 cards, Dark spellcast type monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. So again, if you attack into a Quaking and you've got, or any back row, and you've got 2 Dark Magicians and Dark Magician go on field, or just a combination of 3 anywhere, you activate this, and bang, you're protected. And obviously, a Magician of Dark Illusions is a Dark Magician while it's on the field. So, you know, you've got one of them on board, you're safe. The one Raigeki is not like 100% needed in this deck at the moment, but it's just a board wipe, clear, get rid of it. Now, I've only got one of these. It's a little bit hard to get hold of at the moment. Cosmic Cyclone. So again, it works well because it's a quick play. It works well with the Magician of Dark Illusion, or Black Illusion, sorry. And obviously it's a stronger MST, so you pay 1,000 life points and you target one spell track card on the field and banish it. So you can banish the Scale. It's a good little card. Probably, when I find a bit more room, I'd probably definitely bump it up to 2, if not at least 3. 1 Illusion Magic. Still not 100% sure on this card. It's kind of like a Melody of Awakening Dragon, but you need to tribute 1 spellcast type monster, add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician from your deck and or graveyard to your hand, and you can only activate once per turn. So again, it's one of them ones where you sit on, and if your opponent targets your monster, you activate this just to get your Dark Magicians out and set up your play for Magician's Navigate. 1 Magical Dimension. Again, if you've got a kind of a brick hand, like you're stuck with a Dark Magician, which is the biggest kind of worry with the Dark Magician deck at the moment, As long as you've got a spellcaster type on field, you can activate stuff like this during your opponent's turn. So if you control a spellcaster type monster, target one monster you control, tribute that target, and special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand, then you can destroy one monster on the field. It doesn't target, so that's also a good little plus in this day and age. Dimension through Light and Dark. This is why you play Demock. So you have Dark Magician on the field, attack with that, drop this in the battle phase, out comes your Dock, Dock attacks and brings back any spell you've got sitting in your graveyard in your end phase. Again, it can be searched out with Circle and Rod. So again, it's another good one. I don't play Robe because I did test it out. Again, I've got a little pile here of other alternate cards that I'll flick through at the end. So I'll get to that when I get there. One Sacred Sword of 7 stars, just in case you have a brick hand. Again, I'm testing it out just to see how it feels. I mean, like I said, if you walk out of if you have a Mahad in hand and you don't have a Chocolate Girl on field, this gets you another 2 draws. So it's kind of like a trade-ins version, just to see how it goes. So that's kind of it for the spells. Now on to traps. 2 Magician Navigate. Again, it's searchable off of Rod and Circle. I'm not 100% sure if you need it at 3. 3 might get a little bit too cloggy. I've only got 2. But testing at 2 seems to work okay because it's quite situational. You must have that Dark Magician in hand. So you either play to your strength and you either play 3 of these and you work with, you play more Illusion Magics, more Jesters. You just make sure you've got that Dark Magician in hand. But then the more you search it out, the more susceptible you are to Mind Crush and stuff like that. Not that Mind Crush gets played, but in the upcoming meta, it might be a game changer. I'm testing out 2 Floodgate Trap Holes. It's another trap that I can play during a card I can play during my opponent's turn to get a Magician of Black Illusions out. And I was just seeing how this card works. A Pendulum deck is great, absolutely great. You don't have to wait for them to attack like Quaking. But in a normal one, unless they build for an Xyz play, being able to flip them face down is kind of nice, but then Bottomless does the exact same job anyway. 2 Magician Circle, again, not 100% sure on having 2 of these yet, but in testing it works okay. So basically, when a spellcaster type monster declares an attack, each player special summons one spellcaster type monster with 2,000 or less attack from their deck to face up a tap position. So again, depending on how the way the game goes, this can either help or hinder you. You activate this, declare an attack with one of your monsters, activate this, you get another one out, you can push for game. But it really depends on what type of deck your opponent's playing. And then 1 Dark Renewal. This card has shot up in price for something that was like £1 before Dark Magician, and now it's like 8 to 10 quid. So when when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters and one spellcaster type monster you control, send both monsters to the graveyard, then you can special summon 1 dark spellcaster type monsters from your deck or graveyard. So again, it's an okay card, but it's very situational. I mean, quite a few of the Dark Magician stuff relies on you having a spellcaster on field, which 9 times out of 10 you will do. I mean, all the monsters you play are spellcasters, which again is why some people are trying to play Secret Village of the Spellcaster. Now, it is a very expensive card at the moment. Like, it's a £10 to £15 easy, and then you're looking at least 3 spaces. So 2 of those and 1 terraforming just to search it out, or you can just run with 2 of those. And it can lock you out as well. And then you look at Blue Eyes, who I think is going to be the next biggest threat to come out. They run spellcasters anyway. So that's what I've been mainly testing against. I've just obviously seeing how Dark Magician does against Blue Eyes, just to see how it rounds up and how it goes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of like the main deck build. We'll go straight on to the extra deck. Again, the extra deck I think it's only 12 cards at the moment because I'm still testing and still having a bit of a play with it. I'm just enjoying the Dark Magician at the moment. Whether it turns out to be meta or not, I just enjoy playing the deck. It's fun. So, Gargoyle Cowboy, pretty standard. If you can make rank 4s, make this card, play this card. Perform Age Trapeze Magician, again, my personal opinion is, if you're running a rank 4 spellcaster deck that can make this guy, put it in. If you've got the space for it, put him in. He is great. You don't take battle damage if it's less than 2,500, and you can detach your material during the player's turn. 1 monster can attack twice, so he helps you push the game as well. Abyss Dweller, staple in a rank 4 deck, and Castell, again, staple in a rank 4 deck. If you can make this card, play this card. Now on to the rank 7s, which obviously the most Dark Magician is. So a Mecha Phantom Beast, Dracosac, rank 7, standard. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, again, it's like a Utopia. I know someone that runs a Pendulum variant of this with Odd Eyes in it, so again, nothing is set in stone. There are places where you can move and change. Red Eyes Flare Metal, again, it's a generic rank 7 card. If you can make this card, play this card. And now I've got 2 Ibon High Magicians in it. You don't need two in it. I highly doubt I very rarely go into this card. I mean, the card that I go in most is the last card that I'll show you. But yeah, he's from Dark Illusions. He's really good effect. While this card has Xyz material, you can activate quick play spell cards or trap card from your hand during your opponent's turn by detaching one material from this card as activation. If this Xyz monster you card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, or if this Xyz summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, special 1 Dark spellcaster turn monster from your hand or deck, then you can destroy 1 card on the field. Again, doesn't target. It's 2300 attack, 28 defender. So you basically just the way you play is you'll defend on this, hope that they don't get past it, and activate cards from your hand. And then when it's gone, bring out another one and pop. A number 11 Big Eye. Again, it's the same. I'm going to keep saying it because it's one of them cards. If you can make it in a deck, you play it in that deck. It's that good of a card. To steal one of your opponent's monsters, no matter what it is, as long as it obviously. The hopes are that Cosmos are going to get hit in the ban list and Monarchs are going to get hit in the ban list, so targeting isn't as big of an issue anymore. Now, this card is probably the best card in this deck. By all means, post in the comments what you think, but this card, Ibon Illusion Magician, I'm so glad when it was announced as the promo card. This card is absolutely brilliant in this deck. So, you can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 6 spellcaster type Xyz monster you control as Xyz material. Not so important until we get yugioh, but once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, special summon 1 spellcaster normal monster, Dark Magician, from your hand or deck. When a spellcaster type normal monster, Dark Magician, declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, banish it. You can only use the effect of Ibon Illusion Magician once per turn. So, just a quick example. Doesn't matter what you make it with, Dark Magician, or Gargoyle Magician, or Paladin, or even Dark Illusion, however you make him. So, let's say we special summon an illusion during our opponent's turn. During our turn, we normal Gargoyle, turn him into a 7, bring him out, get Ibon Illusion. Okay? Detach, special Dark Magician from deck. You've still got a normal summon, you haven't normal summoned yet. So if you can get another one out, so let's say you draw into my hard, this is like perfect play. Draw into my hard, get him out, bring out another illusion, detach, bring out Dark Magician, just double check. Yeah, so it's only the banish effect of Ibon that you can use once per turn. So you bring out another Dark Magician. No matter what their field is, as long as you can get rid of their biggest beat stick first off, as long as you can target it. So you go declare an attack, banish that target, follow through with attack, that's 25, 25, 25. It's not an OTK straight out, but to be able to banish a big beat stick on field and then to run straight into, the field that you can pull off of this. And then even better, the second that the tablet comes out in the legendary decks, you have 2 illusions, you've detached 2 materials, you've got 1 Dark Magician sitting there, you activate the trap card, you bring back another Dark Magician, overlay into whatever you want. Another rank 7, so you can make 3 rank 7s in a 1 turn play, which is amazing. Or you just leave it like that and you go for game, you attack, banish, follow through, attack, attack, attack. So again, through testing, I'm not saying Dark Magician is perfect. By all means, and as much as I hate to say it because I am a Yugi fan, I do have a Blue Eyes deck. But as much as I hate to admit it, Blue Eyes is that step further. It's had more time out there. It is a step further, and obviously Blue Eyes was always going to be stronger than than Dark Magician, but Dark Magician always prevailed. Now, when this is complete, it will be a whole new level. But for now, it's still a very good deck to pick up. So if you're a Yugi fan from the start, this deck you must build, you must play. It is incredible. It's really fun to play. It's all the nostalgia. It won't win you every game under the sun, but you'll be happy playing it. And that's just coming from a fan's perspective. So, yeah. Thanks for watching this. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Leave us a like. And by all means, I'm still looking into developing this deck. It's probably going to be my deck that I'm going to be working on for the next year, just to try and improve it and make it as good as I can, and see how far I can get with Dark Magicians. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share, and as always, happy dawning.